Jeremiah chapter 18, verses 3 through 6. So I went down to the potter's house, and there he was, working at his wheel. And the vessel he was making of clay was spoiled in the potter's hand, and he reworked it into another vessel, as it seemed good to the potter to do. Then the word of the Lord came to me. O house of Israel, can I not do with you as this potter has done? Declares the Lord. Behold, like the clay in the potter's hand, so are you in my hand, O house of Israel. Many outside the church do not understand the power of God, and that he works to accomplish his purposes in this world, that he is sovereign over all. Years ago, I was ordained as a deacon in our local church. I was examined in front of the entire congregation, where the pastor had asked me several questions. One was to explain the sovereignty of God. While going through the training for becoming a deacon, we were taught the answer to this question. The sovereignty of God is that he does what he wants to do, the way he wants to do it, when he wants to. Perhaps this was a simple answer, but it is true. Here the Lord gives Jeremiah an object lesson to show how his sovereignty is at work in Israel. He has the prophet go to watch a potter. The potter is working on a piece of clay, but the work is spoiled. At that, the potter takes a lump of clay and he kneads it back into a lump and starts all over again. He does this to make the lump into what he desires, something of perfection. The metaphor refers to the Lord God as the master potter. And while there's a universal application to this metaphor, as it concerns Jeremiah at that time, you see it refers to Jerusalem and Judah of the nation of Israel as the clay. The implication is that the Israelites had become spoiled due to their apostasy and idolatry. Thus, the sovereign Lord had the power and authority to take the nation down so that he could reshape it into a vessel that he desired. And this would happen to them in the Babylonian conquest because they refused to heed the warnings that he gave them through the prophet constantly. Now, there are many applications of this universal principle in God's sovereignty. He is the master potter, and he shapes everything in accordance with his desired outcome. And here it was for the nation of Israel, specifically the southern kingdom of Judah. Yet universally, he raises up and brings down kings and kingdoms according to his own purposes. Of course, we know that his ways are higher than ours are, and that they are always good. He's the master potter, and he alone has the master plan. This principle can also be applied to the church. He is sovereign over all who are called by his name. He moves in the church and in local churches according to his divine purposes. Now, often churches try to make the Lord yield to their purposes rather than them identifying his will and joining him in that will. Taking this approach is like beating one's head against a brick wall. The wall will not give, only the forehead. Churches need to realize that he is the potter and that they are the clay. Thus, he determines what the churches are to be and how they are to accomplish their mission in the various mission fields in which they are established. It is for this reason that I'm not a proponent of following man-made church models or the model of other, perhaps successful churches. But the last principle applies also to individuals. The Lord our God is the one who is shaping every believer into the image of Jesus. This thought is captured by an old hymn titled, "Have Thine Own Way, Lord." And the lyrics of the first stanza go this way. Have thine own way, Lord, have thine own way. Thou art the potter, I am the clay. Mold me and make me after thy will, while I am waiting, yielded and still. What is the universal response for nations, churches, and individuals to the Lord's sovereignty? The nations, the churches, and the believers must yield to the potter's hands. To resist is futile, and it will lead to needless struggle, failure, and disaster. We must have our hearts in a desire to become that which is the beautiful vessel that the Lord desires that we should be, and this by being yielding to his perfect will.